All right, new chapter. Hopefully you will find this first part pretty easy. We're just going to talk about a graph being even or odd, and you don't actually have to do any algebra or any math, if you will, but you will need Desmos because you're going to want to look at a graph and decide if it's even or odd. The first thing is it even or is it odd, and how do you tell? So by looking at the picture, and then I'll draw you a picture. Okay, even means that this is your x and this is your y, is symmetric over the y-axis. So if I drew you a picture, for example, x squared is an even function because if I folded it along this line right here, just folded my piece of paper in half, all the points over here would match all the points over here, just on the opposite side. So that's an even function, even when you can fold it over the y-axis and it's exactly the same. An odd function, they call it symmetric about the origin, but really it just means you're going to give it a twist, 180 degrees. So a good example is x cubed. If I drew that, hopefully I'll do a good job. If I twisted it like 180 degrees, we'd end up in the same place. Another good example is the graph of 1 over x. If you graphed it, it would look like this. And if you gave it a twist again, 180-degree twist, all of these points would line up in the exact same place. I don't think there are any word problems in the homework, but I still think that it's important to kind of look at one. So we're talking about the curvature of a satellite dish used to receive television signals. So, we're talking about like, you know me, I'm a really great drawer. And it probably looks like this, and it receives television signals. So here's my little satellite dish here. I'm a really great drawer. It can be modeled by the equation y equals 1/16 x squared. This graph is an even function. So looking at this, I know what x squared looks like. It looks kind of like a parabola, which is just kind of what this looks like, right? It has a parabola in it. So what I want you to do is maybe plug this in Desmos just to get a better picture of it, but I'm going to use my amazing drawing skills here and draw you a picture of my satellite dish, which goes through the point 0, 0, okay, then 4 over and 1 up, and then -3 backwards and not quite 1 up, 9/16, so it's about halfway up. And so it looks something like this. And then I want you to complete the sketch so that it's an even function. I think maybe I missed that when I was typing it. But if this is the point 4, 1, then on this side, I would also have 4, 1, except for it's negative, right? Because I go backwards instead. And similarly, I'd have another point over here at forward 3 and up 9/16. So this is what you would do to finish the graph, meaning that I made it symmetric over this line. I matched up the points that if I folded this point over, it would match this point here. And if I folded this point over, it would match this point here. So when it asks you to complete the equation so that it's even or odd, you need to give the points that are on the graph in the right spot to make it even or odd. And then one of them says like complete it so it's neither. Well, a graph that's neither would be, something. If I give you this, a graph that's neither is that. I mean, you can draw it however you want. It's neither. The homework is online as well, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. You're going to graph these on Desmos, tell me if it's even or odd. And this one says copy and complete it so that it's an even function. So make sure that you make it symmetric over the x-axis, okay? Same with these, you're going to graph them, 14 through 19, graph them so that You can view it and then decide if it's even or odd. And then the last bit, I did this all on one piece of paper for 28 through 30 with 4 different colors.